Cancer, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid to late October 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Cancerians. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going. My guides and spirit team, talk to me about Cancer, gang. What's happening? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Cancer in mid to late October. What's happening? What's the vibe? There we go. Thank you. All right. So we have the Alchemist here, and this reminds me a lot of the Hermit, and this has a lot of depth to it. There's a lot of different messages we can pull. There's a big energy around focus, manifesting, creating, and it is so similar to the Hermit here. So if you're connected to a Virgo, that could be them showing up. But before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the October subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk more about this card. So we see this bald-headed individual. They have the alchemical symbol of the sun right there on their third eye, which does represent illumination, gaining knowledge, reaching a certain level of mastery. Notice that he is looking at his creation, looking at that potion, deadlocked on it. So a few of the messages we can pull. First off, if this is hermit-like type of energy, maybe some of you Cancerians are in hermit mode. Maybe there's something you're pulling your energy back from. For a lot of you, it could be about focusing your attention and intention towards something that you want to create. Very powerful card of manifestation, this one is. So just keep that in mind, like your focus, your big focus, you could really bring it forth. Another thing I say with this card, since this person is so deadlocked on that potion, is it's the magnifying glass. So for some of you, maybe there's a particular situation that has taken up the lion's share of your attention that you were like really focused on. I mean, you could be under the microscope with somebody as well. Maybe you got someone under your microscope. It all really depends. But there's a lot of focus and energy going into it. So we're just going to leave it at that for now. Again, there's a lot of different archetypes and themes in that card. But yeah, let's just leave him over there. He could keep looking at the potion. Let's get into tarot now. And I always say the first card here, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Let's see what's happening here for the Cancerians. What's going on? And yeah, while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. I really liked the energy you had last week. The reading was titled A Shocking Win, and we did have tower energy showing up, but it was a very beneficial like tower. So if you've been through some rough situations, it might be a blessing in disguise. I would say keep your eyes peeled the next couple of weeks still, because it felt like something taking a turn for the better very quickly, or a win coming your way. Now, wins and victories come in all different shapes and sizes, whether that's career, relationships, you name it, but it did feel like something arising quickly. So let's see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone that you're linked to. Let's get it going. 3 cards for Cancer. What's going on? In mid to late October, we're moving on into Scorpio season, fellow water sign. Oh, this feels a little aggressive. I don't want to pass judgment on it too quickly, but that 5 of Swords, it's not messing around. That is not messing about. So let's keep moving. Kind of feels like the vibe I saw for you a couple weeks ago. Let's get a couple more. Okay, so we have the 5 of Pentacles. So we are starting off a little bit bumpy, and that is okay. Let's get one more out here. Double 5s, so we're already getting number signs. And we have the Queen of Swords. Lots of intellect. There's a certain level of seriousness to this week's reading, my friends. Okay, and we're going to have to talk about it. Let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, you know I always look at the elements first. And notice that we have double swords, which is air energy. When, pardon me, when there's abundance of air energy, that's the realm of the mind, logic, thoughts, but also communication. These two, it all feels a little cold to me. So whether it's something you're going a little cold towards or vice versa, it all really depends. But this isn't the prototypical water sign type of vibe I'm used to getting. So we very well could be looking at someone else's vibe, especially with that Five of Pentacles in the center. But let's go through piece by piece, really start to build this out, because there could be a lot of different messages here. Position number one, we're starting with our first five, the Five of Swords, okay? Now, I just want to preface this by saying every card has positives and challenges. We'll start with the positives here. The Five of Swords, we see this individual holding all the swords. Looks like he just recently had some sort of altercation or confrontation. So when I see this, I do think of a self-focus, which can be a very healthy thing. So for some Cancerians, maybe just your mind, your place, it's like, okay, I want to do what's right for me, or it's a self-focus in one way or another, which can be very healthy. I just want to restate that once again. It's not a bad thing to look out for yourself from time to time. And as a double water sign myself, I know that we have a lot of empathy for others. Can't pour from a broken cup. That's what I say. And that's kind of what this card represents, just doing what's right for yourself. Now, this is a determined energy, like can't stop, won't stop. If there's a problem or an issue in front of me, I'm going to barrel it down. So there's an aggression here. When we get to the challenges, there's quite a list, right? Like, so again, this could represent confrontation. It could represent anger. It could represent that very feisty type of energy. So just know that your temper might flare up in the coming days and weeks. There might be something that has crossed the line with you when this card is here. It could be a selfish individual that you're connected to. There could be a very specific individual that you might want to keep an eye on when this card is here. It could also represent people that are narcissistic, very egotistical. So we really need to clarify this Five of Swords, because yes, it can be good, but at the same time, there's a laundry list of challenges with it. Now, into the center, we have the Five of Pentacles, double fives. Now, in numerology, fives kind of connect to fast, rapid change, like we saw with the Tower last week. So what I'm hoping for is that when we start clarifying these, we start seeing these energies melt away. But you never know with a reading, right? Until we fully do it. But the Five of Pentacles, you see these people. And I'm talking about cold. I was talking about cold with her. Same could be said. These people are literally out in the cold. When Five of Pentacles is here, you might be having issues in career, work situations, anything revolving around money. You might want to watch your budget when this card is in the mix. The Five of Pentacles can affect somebody in an emotional way. It could be someone that's feeling abandoned. It could be feelings of isolation, lonesomeness, like we saw with that Hermit in the very beginning of the reading. That's an isolated type of energy as well. So those are things you might want to watch out for. If that's not you, it could be somebody else feeling these rough emotions on the front end. Especially the double fives. Watch for number signs, synchronicities in this time when we have this showing up in the spread. The positives about this card is it represents a turnaround to me. So it's like, okay, we're going through, we hit a rough patch, now we turn it around. Because once we hit the Six of Pentacles, that's when help is received. Once we hit the Seven of Pentacles, things have evened out. So when I see this card, I do think of a turning point, so to speak. Same could be said with that Five of Swords. There's not a permanence to the Five of Swords and Five of Pentacles. That's another thing I want to say. It's only partially through the journey. So again, yes, this could be problems or situations cropping up. Could be multiple that you're dealing with simultaneously. Now, when we get to the back end, we do have the Queen of Swords, air sign energy. You might be connected to one. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, if that's not the case, the Queen of Swords could be an energy you are stepping into. Right? And when we see her, remember, it's not gender specific. The Queen of Swords is very straightforward, no nonsense, no BS. Whereas us water signs, we're very intuitive, empathetic, emotional. She's kind of the opposite. She's looking at things logically. She's looking at it with her mind. And yes, it's straightforward and honest, which can be a good thing. She could sometimes represent conversation, hard truths. The Queen of Swords just doesn't play games. It's like, yeah, I'm not playing games, game over type of vibe. But the challenge of her, and she could also represent strategy and planning, things like that. But at the same time, she could be very cold. She could be ice cold. She could be an ice queen. So when we see the Queen of Swords, the Five of Swords, the Five of Pentacles, this is a cold type of energy up here in the front. So I want to dive deeper on all this. We're going to try to get some more information for you, my friends. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here for my Cancerians, please. What's going on? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Five of Swords. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Cancer, you can drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, Five of Swords time. What's going on? Why does that Five of Swords here? Thank you. Six of Cups in reverse. So this is someone that they could really not be happy with the way something has transpired. And another vibe I can pick up with this is something resurfacing. So whether it's like a problem or a situation or something you've already dealt with, it's like, here we go again. So in this time, watch out for things like that, whether it's people, whether it is situations or problems like we were talking about. Because to me, the Six of Cups is a card of the past. It's a card of history. It's a card of memories. The fact that it is in reverse, coming back around, right? That's an energy coming back around. Now, this can also represent soul ties, people that we are very closely tied to. So when I see the Five of Swords with the Six of Cups, this could be someone you're connected to that's not too nice, or they're not feeling too happy. They're not feeling too nice. It's very aggressive. So watch out in this time about people you may have fallen off with, or a fallout that could come up in this time. Okay, I'm going to be honest with you with what I'm feeling here. So this could be a potential fall off with somebody, either that or it's just revisiting something that you've already visited before, whether it is a problem or a situation. It's like, here we go again. It's like giving me that vibe. So let's keep moving forward. Let's see. It does feel a little disgruntled here in the front. Either that or there's just something from the past you haven't fully reconciled with yet. That could be a first small portion. Let's keep moving. Let's see what that Five of Pentacles has to say. Really want to get to that Queen as well. So why is the Five here? Where's that Five of Pentacles here? Thank you. Yeah, Five of Wands in the upright. So triple fives here. Okay, so just as I was speaking out about, this is a rough waters, choppy waters, tower-like type of energy still sticking around. So it's kind of like we have the inverse of what I had last week, where it was like, I had great things coming towards you rapidly. Now we have something balancing that off. The Five of Wands is extremely similar to the Five of Swords. You know, the determination, the aggression, the fighting, all the things like that. And I mean, we have the whole host and variety of challenging emotions showing up here. Lots of conflict. So for some of you, whether it's conflicted emotions, like feeling one way second, another way the next, whether it's conflict going on around you, it's like lots of things. It doesn't feel like just one situation or one problem or one issue. To me, it feels like multiple. It's like, yeah, we have this thing from the past, and we possibly have this, and we possibly have this. It just feels like a lot. So I would take this as a warning. Maybe this is the week to get in hermit mode like we saw here in the very beginning. This might be a very good time to lay low. Okay, and if you're already doing that, awesome. I feel like that's a good thing. Just handle your business, do what you got to do. Don't get pulled into other people's stuff. I feel like we're getting a whole host of problems that could arise. Okay. And again, you know, I'm an optimistic reader, but when I see things that are warnings, when I see things that are challenges, I'm going to tell it to you straight. So this is a rough potential energy to deal with. So let's keep moving over to the Queen of Swords. I mean, hopefully for a lot of you, it's like little things, lots of little things. Just hopefully it doesn't add up to something bigger. But let's go in on that Queen of Swords, and we'll do our recap before we get into the shadow. So why is that Queen of Swords here? Thank you. All right. So we do have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, and this is an energy that can switch it up. So that's the thing that I like about what I'm seeing here, because it's like, okay, yeah, this is the past. These are things that have popped up, or these are things that I'm currently dealing with. Let's turn it around. That's what this Wheel of Fortune is telling me here, because whenever I see it, it's like a four-leaf clover. It's Jupiter energy. It's very expansive. Now, I will say this. The fact that the wheel is in reverse, that's karmic energy. Similar to the Six of Pentacles, these are both cards that can talk about things returning. So be vigilant in this time about situations or individuals that you don't want resurfacing. But aside from that, and same goes for you, Crosswatcher, okay? But when I see this Wheel of Fortune in reverse underneath the Queen of Swords, it's like, okay, I got to turn this around. I got to change this. I got to switch it up. So there's a good energy around problem solving. Whatever these things are, again, they don't feel like they're permanent. They feel like they're fleeting, so to speak. And I do think you can turn it around, but you need to get yourself into a certain energy to do so. Okay, because remember, the Queen of Swords, very logical, plan-based, no BS type of energy. So maybe that's a vibe you need to get into. Either that or all these situations, if you take them seriously, you can resolve them quick. So again, we have these problems, we have these situations, and if you take them seriously, you can resolve them quickly. It's like we're marking it off the list, marking it off the list, marking it off the list. But it does feel like a lot. Okay, I'm going to be honest with you about that, Cancer. Let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadow card. There's a good ending here, but I do see some choppy waters. If you kindly look in the box, position number 1, and notice, yeah, we have the 3 5s, the 5 5 5, which is like tower energy. Just watch for number signs in this time as well, because it might be spirit trying to guide you. But position number 1, we have the 5 of swords with the 6 of cups in reverse. So again, here we go again, type of energy or something that you may have dealt with before, dealing with a similar thing. Watch out for people trying to bring up ancient history, stuff like that. Either that or there's something that you still haven't fully made peace with yet. Moving to the center, we have the 5 of Pentacles with the 5 of Wands in the upright. There's a lot of determination in this spread. This isn't permanence, but at the same time, I do see some serious situations or multiple problems and things popping up in this time. So do with that what you will. I did say now would be a good time to just do what you got to do and be in hermit mode a little bit. Don't put yourself out there too much. Moving to the back end, we have the Queen of Swords with the Wheel of Fortune. This is a good energy of turning things around. Okay, so again, I feel like you can mark these off the list, on to the next, on to the next, on to the next. There's great energy around problem solving, but at the same time, this energy of things resurfacing. So maybe for some of you, if we were to put a silver lining on it, anything that may not be sitting well with you from the past, even whether it's long past or whether it's short-term past, now could be a good time to come to peace with it. That's a very silver lining type of vibe, but there is the possibility or probability of turning this around. It doesn't feel permanent. So please take a screenshot of that if you want to look into it further yourself. Let's see what's in the shadows for you. So let's get a good shuffle here. What do we got for the Cancerians? What's going on for my Cancer friends, please? And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. Oh, and yes, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this shadow card out. Thank you. Okay, the Devil. So yeah, that makes sense with the reading like we just got for a portion of you if you're connected to Capricorn. This is them showing up. And what do we know about the Devil? Yes, this is another thing like that 5 of Swords where there could be a long laundry list of things that this could represent. Now, the Devil is usually an entrenched type of energy. It's not easily moved. So for some of you, this could be something you've been dealing with for quite a while, things that pop up in return like we're seeing within the reading. So it's like we got a triple warning about that. In this week's reading, the Devil could represent obsessions and it could represent addictions and you name it. But it seems like something that will take a concerted effort to solve. So in this time, be cautious coming days and weeks with, you know, the extracurriculars. That's what I will say with this Devil. Or again, if there's certain things that you're holding on to from the past that need to still be resolved, now's a good time to approach that because there's a good energy of problem solving. So yeah, Cancer, that's what I got for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the October subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my digital calendar for the month of October at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. But for the October subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of one of my favorite decks, the Tarot of the Owls. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. Second, let me know down in the comments, hypothetically, if you had to get a tattoo of a tarot card, which one would you choose and why? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love. I'll see you again soon.